Hi there, my name is Igor, and welcome to my GetResponse website builder tutorial. Although it was released quite recently, I've already had a chance to take a look at it and even create a couple of websites, so I thought that it might be helpful for someone if I make a tutorial on it. Before we start, I'd like to clarify that this particular website builder is only suitable for creating landing pages, portfolios and other types of one-page websites. The thing is, GetResponse primarily provides email marketing services, and such a builder is perfect for the appropriate purposes. So, if you're looking for a website builder to create an online store, blog or company website with a lot of pages, you better pay attention to some other options like Wix, Squarespace or Shopify. I have a tutorial for each of them on my channel as well, so feel free to check them out if you decide to go with one of these builders. Without further ado, let's begin. The very first step you want to do is to sign up for GetResponse. If you already have an account, please feel free to jump to the next timecode. Otherwise, you can sign up by following the link in the description of this video. Once you hit the GetResponse homepage, click that little blue sign up button in the upper right corner. After you fill out your personal data and finish the registration process, you will be taken to the GetResponse dashboard. Here you can do all the things related to managing your email list, such as create newsletters and forms, add new contacts, and so on. But we are looking for a website builder, and it can be found under Growth Tools after clicking the menu button. Now we've got two options. The first is to use a ready-made template that we will customize to our needs, and the second is to let artificial intelligence create the site for us. Since we would like to create a unique website and be able to set it up entirely, the first option looks much more beneficial, so we are going to go with it. As you can see, there are plenty of nice looking templates to choose from, divided by categories. Also, in case you prefer to create a website from scratch, you can go over to the blank templates tab and pick one that suits you more. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to use one of the ready-made templates, so for example, let's go with this one. And finally, we have made it to the GetResponse website builder editor. First of all, if you're a complete beginner in website building, I'd like to clarify that every page essentially consists of three parts: header, content and footer. The header and footer basically are the very top and the very bottom parts of the page. They stay consistent throughout the entire website, while all the content between them is individual for every single page. Once we figured that out, I'd like you to pay attention to the right panel. By clicking these buttons, we can manage the website's pages, change its global appearance, and add new elements to the page. Let me show you briefly how things work here. First of all, you can navigate through the pages of your website by clicking on them. To rearrange the items, simply drag and drop them in the order that suits you. Also, if you point a cursor over an item, there will appear a drop-down menu with a few actions that you can perform with it. Precisely, you can hide, duplicate or delete any page within the menu, as well as make it a home page. All of these actions are quite evident, so we are not going to dwell on them. Instead, let's take a look at what we have at the page settings. Here you can change the page's name and URL, as well as schedule its appearance or hide it from the menu. Next, on the SEO tab, you can indicate such page's meta tags as title and description, and select whether you want search engines to be able to crawl this page or not. On the social media tab, you can add an image that will be displayed on social media if someone decides to share this page. And finally, on the last tab, you can configure the page's access, which is quite useful if you conduct some kind of giveaway or provide a paid subscription. Alright, since it's clear, let's get back and continue. As you may have noticed, not all of the pages we currently have are displayed in the menu. These are the service pages, so it makes no sense to display them there. However, you can customize and configure these pages just like any other, with the only exception that they cannot be removed, as they are important for various digital marketing purposes. After we figured that out, let's try to create a new page. What I do like in GetResponse website builder is that they provide you with a decent amount of ready-made essential page templates, so that you don't have to create them from scratch. This is extremely convenient and saves a lot of time. Simply click on a template that suits you well and boom, it's ready for being customized and already appeared on the menu and on the right panel. Of course, in case you'd like to add a blank page, you are free to do so as well by clicking the appropriate link. And the last thing we have to learn here is how to add an external link to the menu. To do that, simply click on this little chain icon and you will be offered to pick the link's type. It can not only be an external link to a website, but a clickable link to a file, phone number or email address. Now let's move on and take a look at the global design settings. As the name suggests, on this tab you can customize the appearance of the entire website. Precisely, you can change the max content width, edit the website color palette, typography and button style. This is very convenient and allows you to maintain a consistent look and feel of the website, as well as switch between designs in just a few clicks. And the last thing we've got on the right panel is the Elements tab, from which we can drag new elements onto the page. There are not so many options at first glance, but this is a deceptive impression, because actually each of the available elements has a bunch of ready-made templates within. For example, if we place a section element on the page, we can see that there are templates for almost any occasion. Here you can find the section with gallery, video, testimonials, contact form and so on. In other words, everything you might need to build a full-fledged landing page. Also, I'd like you to pay attention that the section element can be placed only under or above the other section, while other types of elements are placed within the sections themselves. We will return to adding elements a bit later on this video. As for now, let's take a look at the top panel. First of all, at the top left, we can find the undo and redo buttons, as well as save button and navigational menu. Please feel free to use them. Secondly, on the top right, you can turn on the preview mode and take a look at how your website looks on mobile devices. I do recommend switching between desktop and mobile versions to ensure all sections and elements are displayed properly on both of them. And actually, that was everything you need to know about the working space, which means we're ready to move to editing the template. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to make a personal promotional landing page on which I offer my services. And the very first thing I'd like to change is the logo. GetResponse Website Builder allows you to interact with every element on the page, which opens up quite a lot of room for creativity. After clicking on an element or section, you will see the menu where you can change some of its settings. Generally, the set of settings depends on the particular element's type, but in most cases they are quite similar and intuitive, so you hardly face any problems editing them. As you can see, our current logo is the image element. I would prefer to have a text logo, so I'm going to delete it and replace it with a text element. Let's align the logo to the left and slightly change the font size of the menu to make the site look more consistent. Also, we can indicate the width of each of the sections within the header by dragging this thing left or right. It might be useful, for example, if your menu has a lot of items and you would like to free some room for it. After we've done with the header, let's move on to customizing the welcome message. First of all, I'd like to pay your attention to these empty elements called spacers. As the name suggests, they are used to fill empty spaces, allowing you to place elements more freely, for example, lower or higher than others. As you can see, some of them have a transparent background, while the other ones are filled with a color. You can set the spacer's background color on its settings menu after clicking on it. Also, you may have noticed the small crossed eye icon at the top right. This icon means that the element will not be displayed on the mobile version of the website. You can hide an element from the appearance on mobile devices by switching the appropriate toggle on the Elements settings menu. Spacers drastically facilitate the creation of sophisticated and complex designs, so please feel free to use them while working on your website to reach a truly unique appearance. Once we figured that out, let's edit the message itself. There is a simple and intuitive text editor, so I don't really think it's necessary to dwell on it in detail. Just type in the text, set the font size and color, and you're done. Next comes the button, and it has a couple of settings that are worth mentioning. Namely, we can change the button's text, URL, and the action that will happen when someone clicks on it. Don't forget to set these parameters after adding a button to your page. And the last thing we've got here is the image. You can easily change its height and width by dragging the edges, and even make the image clickable to act as a button. As for me, I'm just going to replace it with my own picture that I've prepared in advance. Now let's try to add a new section. For example, let's say I want to add a pricing section where I can specify the cost of my services. To do this, I open the Elements menu and drag a section element to the page. As I've already mentioned earlier in this video, there are several ready-made templates for almost any purpose, so I can simply choose one of them. So as you can see guys, using GetResponse Website Builder, you can easily customize a template and get a landing page up and running literally within half an hour. I believe that I showed you everything you need to know about working in the editor, so let's proceed to the final part and publish the site. To do that, click the Connect Domain button in the upper right corner, and then you will be taken to the page where you can choose whether you want to publish your site on a free domain or connect a custom one. It's entirely up to you. However, I can't help but notice that people tend to give much more credibility to second-level domains rather than the third-level ones. One way or another, once you've done, click Publish. And actually that's it. Now your website is available to everyone on the internet, and you can start driving traffic to it and getting leads. If you found this video useful, please don't forget to hit the like button, and consider subscribing to my channel if you're interested in digital marketing and website building. Have a nice day and see you next time. Bye!